All right. Let's get on the appropriate map, shall we?
Oh, geez. I already boogered this.
Did you? Do you want me to wait?
No, it's okay.
Okay. All right. You guys ready?
Yep.
And let me get your attention where you need to be. And would you all please roll initiative?
With the wyvern, oh my.
Oh,
Please roll initiative.
no, you can't make me. Gosh, dang it. Keep the exhaustion. You're going to need it.
All right. Let me get
Okay.
Thrax and Boots as well.
Oh, no.
Okay. So, as usually happens at the end of our sessions, I get a little tired and kind of miss some details. But essentially, what's happening is you have flown a little bit further than you, or a little bit longer than you thought. The wyvern is so weighed down with two smallish kind of creatures and two larger kind of creatures that its speed was essentially much slower. So you have gone a little bit beyond the town of Horstal, and you're just trying to find an open place to land. And you think you're on the road west of the town, but you're about 50 feet in the air, Manon, and the wyvern's spell, whatever Boots had put it under, it seems to have kind of passed through that time, and it's fighting you now. It doesn't like having all of you on its back, and it's actively going to be trying to buck everybody off, and possibly worse. So the first thing that happens is Mr. Boots is, as we described last time. So Manon, you're actually in the saddle. And I feel like at some stage, Kitty got so frustrated with the bickering between Boots and Thrax that she has like climbed around to the side of you, and she's like hanging off of your side, and then Thrax is hanging off of the other side, and there's just this constant struggle, which is also irritating the wyvern more and more. And so Mr. Boots is saying, "You're standing on my boots. You're scuffing them. Get off of it. Move them. Get off of the boots." And Thrax is like, "Don't care. Don't care. Just seems like a you problem. Seems like don't." And then so now it started to rain. Kitty, you're about 50 feet off the ground, and the tail of the wyvern has suddenly changed from like it's flying as a stability to kind of thing, and it's starting to curl around, and you're like, uh-oh, that thing looks like it's about to start stabbing people with its scorpion stinger. What would you like to do?
Oh goodness. I
Oh, I will pause really quick to ask you all to go to page 192. And a highly underutilized action that people can take is the dodge action.
Oh.
Okay. When you take the dodge action, you focus entirely on avoiding attacks until the start of your next turn. Any attack roll made against you has disadvantage if you can see the attacker, and you make dexterity saving throws with advantage. You lose this benefit if you're incapacitated, which makes sense. So I just want to make sure you know that that's an option. It's an action that even as a player, I often forget is available to me. So
I always forget to dodge as well. Like I figured it was a option, but I only thought of it as in a like tuck and roll situation where you're just trying to get out of the way. But in this case, Kitty definitely recognizes the twitch of the tail because she can tell that with her own tail it can get a little feisty. And at this point, Kitty is going to dodge said tail.
okay, so you are taking the dodge action, and
Yes.
if the wyvern attacks you, it will do so at disadvantage. You may have to remind me that that is the case.
Yep.
Okay.
Is she letting anybody else know this is happening?
No.
Okay, Hoots, you are for the purposes of our game here. You're just a little bit to the right of the wyvern and kind of matching. It's much faster than you under normal circumstances, but its speed is like seriously hindered because of all the weight it's carrying. So you're more or less keeping up, and you see that Manon is certainly starting to struggle mightily with her control of the beast. Again, about 50 feet off the ground.
Okay. There is 1, 2, 3, 4. Knowing that there is the possibility of people slipping in the rain and potentially off of the wyvern this high up, I am going to cast onto the party Featherfall.
Nice.
Ooh.
Now that's a
Featherfall.
sorcerer.
Choose up to 5 falling creatures within range. A falling creature rates descends slows up to 60 feet per round, and you take no damage.
There you go. It lasts for 1 minute, so you're going to be concentrating on that.
Mhm.
So we're going to put a concentration symbol on you, and furthermore, we're going to write Featherfall.
I went ahead and adjusted my spell slots.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Okay. Each one of you feels a more or less a lightening of your spirit, and suddenly your fear of falling to the ground is alleviated, and you're not sure why. At this stage, Thrax is going, Manon, have you got this? Are you sure? The thing's looking a little crabby.
I don't know.
Okay. Thrax is also going to take the dodge action. He basically is kind of holding onto the saddle and is kind of looking back at the tail and trying to offer you some support, Manon. Manon, at the start of your turn, as we begin the second hour, you take 8 points of stress damage, and that's why you're at level 1 of exhaustion.
Okay.
And you just feel the weight of the creature and the searing gem in your face and the entirety of everything that's happened in the last 12 hours kind of weighing down on you and dragging your spirits down. The rain is pelting your face. You can't really see very well. So what do you want to do?
I want to get on the ground.
Okay, so let's have a contest of wills between you and the wyvern. You want to try to steer it to the ground?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do a wisdom for this purpose. It's a wisdom saving throw. So as you're trying to exert your will over it, yours is going to be with disadvantage for this case. In this case,
Oh, it didn't really matter.
not bad at all. Okay.
Oh
Ooh.
no.
Okay, so your 23 still beats the 20 of the wyvern, and its movement is 40. So you've driven it down toward the ground, and you can feel it really starting to resist as you're now like 10 feet above the ground. As you hear the rain, you can't really see the ground, Manon, because you don't have a light source right now. But you hear the rains pattering against the leaves, and you've kind of miraculously like ended up just like 10 feet above a road. And the wyvern itself is kind of hissing, and its wings are kind of rattling angrily, and it's flapping. You can feel as if it wants to return to its master. Okay. All right.
Let everybody know we should probably get off this thing like a good teammate would.
So it is going to attack either Thrax, Mr. Boots, or Kitty, but not Manon with its tail. So Thrax is a 1-2, Mr. Boots is a 3-4, and Kitty is a 5-6.
5-6, 5-6.
All right, it's attacking Mr. Boots.
Yes.
Here it goes.
No.
I know.
You guys don't even know what he's capable of.
Not like,
Mr.
not a lot of,
Boots.
he's tiny.
Mr. Boots is like barking at Thrax. Like, look now! Look what you've done. You've gotten mud on my tunic, you big ogre. And the tail, the stinger comes down. He just kind of turns to the left. And now this creature, what is it? What is the meaning of this? And the creature has missed, and then it uses the rest of its turn to try to, it's going to just try to make all of you make a dexterity saving throw. So everyone needs to make a dexterity saving throw. You need to beat a 20.
Oh, great.
There goes Thrax. Thrax falls off of the wyvern.
Nat
However,
what up?
Oh, look at Kitty go. Kitty, not only do you have your newfound falling ability, you also have a feather fall spell on you. So as everyone falls the last 10 feet off of the wyvern, no one takes any damage. You all just sort of end up on the ground.
And I land perfectly on my feet.
Nearby, yes, exactly. You do like a backflip and you're on your feet. Mr. Boots did at least as good of a backflip, but also put in an ollie and lands with his sword drawn. And the wyvern is like 10 feet off the ground, like hovering around the five of you. And it is angry. It is Mr. Boots's turn. He flourishes with his saber. His sword is slender with a very decorative gold and gem encrusted hilt, and he left-handed swishing through the air. Monster, feel my wrath. And he then starts to attack the monster, but then you see him put his hand on his head. Oh, donde es mi sombrero? And he lets go of the sword. It stays in the air and by itself attacks the wyvern as he uses his action to dig into his bag of holding, and he begins to pull things out in a desperate attempt to recover his hat, which he can't fight without his hat. And there are a lot of like there's like tunics and a lot of women's underwear attached to room keys that were evidently thrown up on stage. And so that's what he's doing. But his sword is attacking with or without him. So here goes.
Okay.
All right, that is a hit by him. So he's going to do, let's do that. All right, so the sword kind of flies up in the air and slashes the wyvern. And at that moment, also, Kitty, your D6 becomes a D8 of inspiration or heroic dice. Okay. And that is Mr. Boots' turn. Kitty, you're up.
I am going to use my sneak attack and draw my short bow and try to aim it at one of the wyvern's wing.
Wyvern. I'll tell you what. Yeah, we'll say that it's, even though it's still kind of hovering off the ground a little bit, it's still close to Manon.
Or is it because it's seen me a sneak attack doesn't count?
No,
That
as
is
long
the
as it's
key.
within 5 feet of somebody, and I feel like
Yeah.
we can say that it's within 5 feet of Manon,
I believe Manon.
given where
Or-
the tokens are on the map.
Yeah. I was kind of figuring Hoots might be close if he's 10 feet off the ground, but I think you're
Yeah.
right. If it's
Yeah,
near Manon.
I think it's closer to Manon.
Okay.
But yeah, it's good enough. So go ahead.
So with this, I just want to make sure I'm allocating it right on my profile page. So I have a global damage modifier. I'm going to check off sneak attack. I'm going to keep it at normal because it's not an advantage. And then I click sneak attack. Or do I click the 2d6 sneak?
You're just gonna click your short bow.
Just short bow. Okay.
Yeah. So in all fairness, Kitty, let's do this. Let's say that if Manon's within 5 feet, then so are you.
Mhm.
So you're going to use your bonus action to disengage. Okay. So that
Got
you're
it.
not in point blank range. Because if you're in point blank range, you actually would shoot with disadvantage. So
Okay.
move yourself, within 35 feet, wherever you want to be on the map. Can you guys see the map? You see the rain coming down?
Yep.
Yeah.
The rain's pretty cool.
Okay. So you kind of roll away, landing on your feet, roll away, pull out your bow, knock an arrow, and just go ahead and make a short bow attack. Nice. Okay. And then when you click short bow on the in there, it should do the sneak attack damage automatically. Okay. Wow. Did you just do 18 points of damage?
Perfect.
Poor wyvern. Okay. An arrow goes ripping through the membrane of its wings as it's flapping and screeching. It's trying to gain altitude, and it's furious. So well done, Kitty. All right, 9 rounds left on the Featherfall. Hoots.
Hoots. Let's see. I was deliberating between using my tried and true Chaos Bolt.
There you go. Okay, so I have to make a saving throw. Yeah. No, you make a ranged spell attack.
Yes.
Okay.
2d8 plus 1d6. We're gonna do.
So on your spell sheet, it should show your plusage, your bonus to hit with your spell attacks.
Oh, it should?
Yeah,
Let's
if you look
see.
at your spell sheet on your character sheet in the center column, it should say spell casting ability, then spell save DC, and then spell attack bonus.
Ah, okay.
So what's your bonus?
Bonus is 7.
Oh wow. Okay, so anyway, if you click Chaos Bolt, it should give us a roll.
Okay.
On your character sheet.
Boom, boom, boom. Should. Let me get back to it. Here we go.
17. Wyvern, yes. So yeah, go ahead and roll the damage on that. That would be 2d8 plus a d6. Yeah.
2d8, d6.
All right. So that's 10. Am I getting that right?
Yes.
7 points of psychic damage, 2 points of cold damage, and a little bit of extra cold damage. Let's see. Yeah. So yeah, you see, as you've seen before, Hoots, you boom, blast forward this warbling softball sized bolt of energy, deflects into the wyvern's side. It screeches and kind of turns its attention to you momentarily as it now recognizes you as yet another threat. Our buddy Thrax obviously is going to go into a rage.
Yeah.
Question is,
Like we sneeze some heavy metal music each time that he just.
Yes, so we know when he's raging.
The only question is he he just became a 3rd level Path of the Berserker Barbarian. So the only question is he going to go into a frenzied rage? I think not quite yet, but he is going to attack recklessly, which means he gets advantage. So he moves up and chops at the wyvern's feet. That's a hit. And then he can use his okay, he's not a frenzied rage, so he can't use the bonus action. So he hits it for 9 points of damage. Okay. Not bad. And Manon, you kind of fell off of the saddle, floated to the ground, and you're facing the creature.
Okay, cool. I want to use Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
Bring that in here.
Creature choice within range, flash of light streaks, make a ranged spell attack. Okay.
So
I think
then,
you've probably got Guiding Bolt in your list of like in your weapons column, attacks and spellcasting column.
oh,
In the middle, isn't it there?
oh, I sure do.
All right. So
That
mark
makes it
off a
easy.
spell slot.
Ooh,
Ooh, nicely done. Okay, Wyvern is going to take some damage. Go ahead and roll that.
and then roll damage.
Yes, please.
Oh, level 1, right? Or level 2? Oh, I don't know what I hit level 1.
What does it do? On a hit, the target takes 46 radiant damage. And the next attack roll against this target before the end of your next turn has advantage because it's glowing. So a light comes down from the heavens, hits the wyvern across its back, and the wyvern begins to glow magically, thus making it easier for the next person to hit it. So you do another 10 points of damage. Okay. The wyvern is now glowing. The rain hitting its body is kind of sizzling. Manon, you can, as a free action, draw a weapon. I'm kind of picturing that you had your shield on your back, both hands controlling like the reins of the wyvern. As you hit the ground, you cast. So you can either draw your mace or your shield, your choice.
I'm gonna do my shield.
Okay, so that they were going to have the better armor class that way. I will point out that your mace, if you draw it, will automatically cast light.
Oh yeah. Be a
That-
target.
Does that make you change your mind, or?
Isn't it flying high enough up that I probably can't hit it with my mace?
No, I'm saying you already took your action. This would be a free action just to light
Oh, I
the
know.
map for you. So
My shield.
still shield. Okay.
I don't want to draw attention to myself.
Okay. You feel as if the wyvern is almost drawn away from you. Like it doesn't want to attack you. It's got other, like it's essentially, it's got Hoots to the north and Thrax to the south. So Hoots, you want to be odd or even?
Let's go odd. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay, so the wyvern didn't like that chaos bolt action. It itself is glowing. It turns away from Thrax and flies after you. It's actually going to do a flyby, Hoots. So it's going to slash at you, and then it's flying away. It wants to get back to its master. So what's your armor class?
My armor class should be 15.
Okay, I feel like it's going to, as it's flying by, it kind of turns its body toward you and tries to claw at you with one of its back legs, like, like a cat on its back, right? So
Kangaroo kick me.
Oh no.
ooh, that feels like a hit. All righty. You take 15 points of slashing damage. Is there anything you can do? Reactions or anything you?
Let's see. I have a reaction. I was already taking down the hit points here, so let me go back and see.
Oh, you also have to make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw to maintain. Not that it matters maintaining concentration on everybody's on the ground already.
So a D10 on Constitution?
Just make a Constitution saving throw, and you have to beat a 10. Okay, yeah, you maintain concentration on the feather fall, which you never know, could still come in handy.
Let's see. And I'm looking. Okay, I have a reaction. Let me go ahead and put it into the chat.
Okay. Silvery Barbs. First time you've cast it. You target creature 60 feet of you, succeeds on an attack roll, blah, blah, blah. So you magically trigger it. It has to roll again, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
The triggering creature must re-roll and use the new one. Okay, so here goes the claw attack. Oh, no.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not sure that we were expecting that.
Oh, Lord.
The triggering creature must re-roll and use the lower roll. Okay. So the lower roll was a hit, but not a crit.
Yeah, so we're gonna take that. I'm still gonna suffer 15 points of slashing damage. I'm all right. But as a result of feeling the talon slice past my chainmail, everyone down on the floor hears the awful sound of an owl screech in the night in pain, and I go and I flutter down.
Well, we're not done yet.
Yes.
Okay, so the first thing is that because it left both Manon and Thrax's range, Manon, you don't get an opportunity attack. Well, you get a shield bash, I guess. You could try to. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that doesn't really count. So Thrax is going to get an attack of opportunity and he slips on the road and eats shit in the mud. As it tries to fly away, it kind of hooks his axe and drags him, and he kind of staggers forward and ends up kind of on one knee. Hoots, as it flies by, it kind of boom, there's a big fluff of feathers. You start to tumble away. This is what I'm really worried about. The stinger comes around and tries to, like, that snapping, almost like a cobra bite.
It's
It
low.
doesn't hit.
It misses.
It doesn't hit. It doesn't hit.
Okay, and fortunately for you, you're so small that you were already tumbling away, and you were out of range already. So so the wyvern is going to use its movement, and it is 40 feet up, 40 feet over, and 40 feet up. It has a movement of 80. It is fleeing. Mr. Boots is not okay with it fleeing. Do not let it escape, he says. What can he do? Give me a second here. You can see within range, concentration. Choose a creature you can see within range. Target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed. All right, here goes.
Oh, geez.
The wyvern has to make a wisdom saving throw. That is not good enough. The wyvern is paralyzed and falls 40 feet out of the ground, out of the air, which falls prone. And where's paralyzed? Here we go. And he's going to take 46 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, geez.
So 21. Ooh, damn.
Oh, when you say 40 d6, I thought you said 46.
4 die
I was like,
6.
wow.
Okay. So the wyvern kind of, you see it's like, whoo, its wings are just, cupping as much air as it can. And it's fast. This thing has a move of 80. So it kind of bolts up into the air. You see Mr. Boots has recovered his hat, puts it on. It's this beautiful, stylish hat. And Hoots, even in your injured state, you notice all of the beautiful feathers on it. Ostrich feather, peacock feather, eagle, owl bear. It's super stylish. And so as he puts it on, he's like, not on my watch. And he points at the thing and he says a magic word. And the wyvern looks back down and its wings just kind of stop. And it just tumbles like really stiff out of the air, crunch into the ground. And that is Mr. Boots' turn. Kitty, what do you do? It's not dead,
Kitty,
by the way.
Yeah. Kitty looks over to Mr. Boots and goes, just like usual, I have to finish what you started. And I'm going to draw out my short bow and aim it. Oh, I would like to, I'm going to try it just with the short bow. I was thinking about doing a favored foe, but I think I can kill it with just this.
Oh,
nice.
Nicely done. Okay, this won't be a sneak attack because there's nobody nearby and we're just in regular combat here. So
just basic. So I'm going to take sneak attack off and then short bow.
Okay. You're getting an extra 2 points of damage from your ranged weapon feat that you took.
Yes, I get to keep that, right?
Yep. All right. The arrow sinks into its meaty shoulder and it's holding still and it's dripping blood from a dozen wounds. But this thing is beefy and it's still, you can see it's like fighting against the magic spell that's holding it. But it is, let's see, paralyzed for the duration. At the end of each of its turn, he can make another wisdom saving throw. Okay. So yeah, he's still held. Featherfall is still active. Hoots. Did you land on the ground, do you think, or are you still like in the air?
I've landed on the ground. Being hit that hard, it did do a number to me. So I'm currently on the ground trying to gain my bearings. Sad owl screeching noises as I'm looking at the situation at hand. I am going to, let's see. Oh, I wish I could do that one, but I'm not. I am going to just move my movement. We're gonna
Okay.
move up the road. I'm gonna go ahead and place myself here
Okay.
just to keep myself away from it. Hobble
Yeah.
over there. And then in that spot, I'm gonna create an illusion where I left from.
Okay.
Just an image of me on my side, like I was gravely wounded.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So we're gonna do this is our image hoots right there. How's that?
Mhm.
Okay,
Perfect.
perfect. That's a cantrip, so no other issues. You plenty within your movement. I
Mhm.
think you're good.
Yep. That I'm
Nice.
gonna use as my turn.
Is that the first time you've taken damage?
First time I've taken damage. 15 really does hurt. Oh man.
Hoots. Hoots. Okay.
Anthrax.
Hey, this is a great thing. He is a second level rogue, so he's going to use cunning action to use his bonus action to dash, and then he's going to attack recklessly with his axe. Recovering from the embarrassment of falling on his face, swings the great axe in a huge arc, sinking it with a meaty thunk into the wyvern. It is still, you can still see the vitality of life in the thing.
Manon. Die. How long is he frozen for with Boots' thing?
You're not sure. It's still frozen as of right now, but you definitely would not know, because I mean, essentially, he has to make a saving throw this round too. So the wyvern.
Okay. I can't see him, so I can't see if he's red or not.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know if I should command him to stay there or just hit him with a guiding bolt. Let's just whack him. We're gonna do guiding bolt again.
Okay. Hang on 1 second on the guiding. Can you put guiding bolt back in the chat?
Yeah. Yep. There we go.
Flashlight's a creature of your choice within range. You know what? It does not say you have to be able to see it. So
Oh, good. Right.
You can hear it. And it was probably still glowing from the last guiding bolt you hit it, which I was, saying was right in front of you. So I'm going to say, go ahead and make a ranged spell attack. Go ahead.
Okay.
That's a hit. And give me some damage.
I'm going to do a level 2.
Oh, okay. Mark off so at second level, you get to add another die 1. Oh, so 17 points.
That seems good.
Yeah. You sort of hear it screech and
die.
And you're like, oh, you hear Thrax disappointed. It's dead.
Oh yeah.
It is your turn. You, as a free action, you can take your mace out if you like. Yeah. No.
Yeah, let's take it out.
Okay, let me turn on your light then. Oh, I actually already had your light on, it looks like.
Oh, good.
Okay, never mind. Shit. Hang on a sec. Is that true? Junk. Yeah, your light was already on. Okay.
Oh,
my bad. You can see Thrax, like at the limit of your vision. Right here. You can't see him.
I mean,
right
I can see his name, but
okay. Yeah, well, that's accurate.
Oh,
so, okay. So as combat comes to a close, Kitty, have you ever? I'm sure this is a rhetorical question. Have you ever been in a situation where you wanted to tell a joke and then you didn't think of it, and
it was much later.
Later on, that happens to me, but does not happen to Mr. Boots. All right. So you said, as usual, I have to clean up your messes. He walks up to you, kind of, his sword flies back into his hand. He flicks the moisture off of it. He sheathes it. When you were tied up, it made me think, is our safe word still hairball?
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Also, is Hoots okay? And he runs over to the illusion of Hoots. Hoots, speak to me, my friend. He's not moving. Manon, wait. Oh, you tricky little devil. And he runs over to, and you just hear Thrax just grumbling. He starts to butcher the wyvern.
No,
Thrax
wait.
What? Why?
I was gonna ask you about this level 3 spell and I forgot.
Okay.
For animate dead. Reanimate anything that's dead, and so we could use the wyvern to fly to Aerie.
Oh my
We're gonna
goodness.
be necromancers now.
Yeah.
I mean, as a sorcerer that's not a warlock, I can't condone this. But if it was the other way, I would just be like the Jack
Yeah.
Nicholson, like, yeah.
you do feel like that is flirting with dark magic. So that's a character trait you're going to have to decide whether you want to take or not. But I will say, you can think about it for sure. At this stage, you haven't taken a long rest yet, so you don't have a 3rd level spell, right? So
Stuff for it. So
what's that?
I still need all the ingredients for it.
Okay. Well, so let's see.
What ingredients do you want me to get you?
I need a drop of blood and a piece of flesh.
Well, there's plenty of flesh because Thrax is chopping away at it.
I know.
Okay.
And I would be happy to cut Mr. Boots for you to get said blood.
You would be happy to try. I forgot to share my screen. There we go. Okay. The combat is over, and Mr. Boots is checking on Hoots. Thrax is sort of like wanting to chop up the wyvern to make sure it stays dead. And what are the rest of you doing?
I would like to heal Hoots a little bit if he would like some healing.
If I would
Okay.
like some healing.
Yes.
Oh. Are you gonna come close? What are you gonna do? How are you gonna heal?
I need to figure out how I'm healing you. Yeah, I'm gonna go touch you.
Okay.
I'm gonna cure wounds. I'm gonna throw it in the chat.
Okay.
Come on over
roll a
here.
D8 plus your wisdom modifier.
Okay, D8. Yes, Hoots, I got you. And I think my wisdom
points.
modifier is high. Yeah.
Oh no, wait, yours is actually 13, isn't it? You get a +5.
Yeah, it's 5. There you go. You got all your damage back from the basically.
Nearly. Wow.
Okay, cool.
In the flurry of all the combat and was trying to hobble away and was sort of knelt onto the cobble, I hear Boots come over, checking to see if I was okay, and then Radiance. I see Radiance as 13 points are restored to me, and I look up and I see Manon with a smile and a glee. My screech turns into happy noises. Thank you, Manon. That was not pleasant. I didn't know if I was going to make it. Thank you.
You are very brave, Mr. Hoots. May I, and he kind of takes his hat off. May I tip my hat to you? You showed great courage. And if I may say, look at these feathers. It would be a special honor to me if I could adorn my hat with one of yours.
What? I need a...
To be clear, there's probably a bunch of feathers.
There is from the wyvern. I'm more or less self-conscious because it's like it's all grimy and I'm all dirty. I would be happy to provide a feather, but knowing that these are in a pristiner condition, I kind of just assemble and judge between the two. So I'm like indecisive.
Okay. He says, "You will let me know."
Oh,
And
can do, thank you.
He puts his hat back on. what are the rest of you doing?
Kitty wants to avoid the group to her left, so she is going to walk over to Thrax, stand next to him, put a soft paw right onto his shoulder, and say, "You did good, buddy. You did good." And she lets that paw linger for just a little longer than what is probably required. And then she slowly goes ahead and takes the paw down his arm and puts it to her side.
Let's see.
Well, great. Now we just lost all of Thrax's thoughts.
Would you roll? What are you trying to accomplish? Because
I'm trying to make him not. I'm trying to get him to chill, just calm down,
okay.
and
Roll
not
a
hack at the.
persuasion.
Yeah.
Oh, you're trying to bring his rage off. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring his
Yeah.
rage down.
Okay.
Ken's
Says
like, where are we
Black
going?
Widow to Hulk.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I just had to
Sun's
catch
going
up.
down, buddy.
I just had to catch up a little.
The
Okay,
persuasion.
sure.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
that's not very good.
Oh, interestingly enough, I feel like he. Okay, so we'll just do this straight up here. His persuasion's not super great.
What's negative?
Okay.
One? Yeah.
You don't feel like that was your best work, but Thrax, as usual, seems to kind of bend to your will, and he kind of like his axe is sort of in the side of the creature, and you see him kind of do that to his arm, and he kind of slumps down, and he's just kind of breathing heavy. Roll a perception check. Oh, do this. He is injured. Obviously, he got the stuffing kicked out of him, but he's also like boiling just under the surface, upset.
Drax, you seem a little off, buddy. I mean, your rage was fantastic against this Wyvern, but I feel like it's not the Wyvern you're mad at. You want to talk about it?
You want to roll a persuasion on that?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh. Oh.
Okay. All right. So the way that we should talk about this too. So for player characters, I feel like when we roll a natural 20, we're going to consider it, if at all possible, a success. So
Yeah, that's fair.
But Thrax is not a player character. I don't feel like the monsters or whatever are player characters. However, you can tell he really is trying to hold back. Like most men, he doesn't want to share his feelings unless it's rage. But you're kind of like, hey, what's going on, buddy? And he kind of looks at you, and you can just see the smoldering like frustration. And again, his snaggletooth cutting his lip, and he kind of like tentatively like reaches out and like puts his hand on your shoulder, and you're like, probably only come up to his chest. Okay. That'll never happen again. I won't stand by. I won't let my friends get hurt like that.
Oh, Thrax, we always had faith in you. We know that you would protect us to the ends of this earth, and we would do the same for you. You don't have to keep kicking yourself. Besides, we're in it as a team.
Just saying, Dragon a no. It'll be different next time. And then he walks off.
Into the rain.
Yeah. kind of back toward the group, but he's keeping his distance from Mr. Boots, and he just kind of puts his axe like on the ground, and he just kind of head down.
Drax would have died.
Very fortunate to have Thrax. Oh wait, that was in character. I didn't hear the conversation.
That's
I'm
okay.
not-
So meaningful.
I don't
That's
have
okay.
excellent hearing. I just have vision. I just
Excellent
see what.
eyesight. Yeah.
Yes, I just saw what happened. I just didn't know what happened.
Okay.
Okay,
So what would the rest
Manon.
of you
Oh,
do? Yeah.
I would like to walk kind of like this way towards where I can kind of hear Kitty and Thrax talking, but I couldn't see them. And then when I'm about halfway there, I want to turn back to Mr. Boots and say, "Hey, Mr. Boots, welcome to the family."
Yes.
He takes off his hat and flourishes. I am most pleased to be here. He puts the hat back on. Oh, how embarrassing. And he runs over to his bag and starts stuffing everything back into his bag of holding.
The mentionables.
What are we to do? It seems we are west of Horstal is the place, yeah? Yes? But I do not enjoy this rain. And he kind of shakes and water flies off. But he's, again, with his hat on, he's a little protected.
Kitty, don't you have like directional skills?
I do. I do have great directional skills. I'm glad that you would notice, Manon, given that I'm a very important piece to this family.
Mr. Boots kind of like motions you all to like get under the canopy of a little bit of a tree, like out of the rain a little bit. Come, everyone, come. Let us talk. Mr. Hoots McAllister. Now, I apologize for deceiving you as Salty Sebastian, but I feel as if we have a connection. And did I hear that you are traveling to the Aerie, this home of Owlin such as yourself? Is this true?
Oh, yes. I learned many things from you, plus the new spell. I have enjoyed the time that I've got to spend with you in that crow's nest. I might be taking on a little bit of your accent too, just by interactions. But yes.
This can sometimes happen. But I have a favor to ask.
A favor?
If I may.
Here it is.
Is it true that no one can go to the Aerie unless they are shown the way? And to your knowledge, that is true.
That is true. If you're from Aerie, you know exactly where to go. The problem is that Aerie is no place where you can reach just by two legs. You have to fly.
Well, I would love to visit your home, and I will help you get there, if you will have me.
You will help?
I will help you.
Whoa. Mr. Boots doesn't do anything unless there's something in it for him. What are you after? What's an Aerie that you're looking for?
What?
Oh, that's the pot.
I am hurt. You make these accusations. Why? What? I realize
You know exactly why.
Guilted you, Kitty, but this is unfair. My friend Hoots and I, we go way back.
I spent months in a jail cell because of you. You double-crossed me, took the crown we were supposed to get, and I had to sit in a jail cell for months. And you never came and rescued me.
Point of fact, the crown remains not in my possession.
How'd you lose it?
I never had it. It was silly to think I would catch. So you were silly to think we would steal such a thing.
I could see Manon just going like this.
Okay, everyone roll a history check real quick. Oh, nice.
Oh,
that checks out. Manon, you might know that the crown that they're talking about is the crown that is referenced in the Contender of Dragons. They tried to steal the crown of Moonshay, is basically what
Going around, they're trying to like tour it around the islands.
you think that could be the case? Like it checks out, right? So you're blocking your face with your laptop, though. So
oh yeah, sorry.
That's no fun. Kitty is angry with me, and I accept my responsibility. And he gets down on one knee, Kitty, and pulls off his hat. Please accept my apologies. It was wrong of me to misguide you so, but you must admit, you are much wiser now, and You would still be trapped on that boat if it weren't for me.
You
I was
may-
gonna say,
Yeah.
I think we should vote and I'll forgive him.
I
did get
love
us
this
off that
Manon.
boat.
This Manon, she is beautiful. She is powerful. She takes care of her friends. A noble attribute, yes.
I want to be like fighting a smile.
In the distance, kind of not coming
Yeah.
in out of the rain. Fuck. Hear me out. Here's my suggestion. And let's go back to the big map real quick, you guys. Okay. Let me bring us all to the spot we're at. Okay. So you see where everyone is at Horsestall here, and if you can zoom in pretty close.
Mhm.
Do you know that nearby here, there's a place of power? I know this place. And if you look on the map, you see that little half moon?
Yeah.
Just to the north there off of that, in that harbor. And then if we go over here, there's another one.
Oh,
We can travel through the Underdark. A shortcut, a cross space will turn this week and a half long journey into just a day.
What is
Can
the
I-
cost?
I wish to see the Aerie. I wish to have Hoots' feather, to add it to my collection.
And
It's
we
really
can
fun,
just
no?
travel easily.
Well,
There's
it's-
nothing guarding.
It's the Underdark, you know. Not exactly safe, not a vacation. Sorry, I feel like he's coming across a little French. I can't help it.
No, can we tell if he's lying, making a deception, kind of like, is he trying to swindle us? Can we roll like a deception, maybe?
Can you, let me do something real quick. Can you see this roll?
Yes.
yeah,
You saw that?
yeah.
Well, how do I make it? That's going, I don't want it to go public. I want it to go to GM. All right, I'm going to have to roll his roll in secret because you can't, otherwise you'll just know. Okay, yeah, go ahead and make an insight check.
Who's got the best insight?
I don't.
All right.
I have
let me,
a good insight.
let me just do it. So you guys, let me see. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Damn.
at 20.
Okay. Yeah, he seems to be telling the truth.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean he's just seems enthusiastic and
Okay,
Well, let's do it.
let's do it. Yeah. I'd like to learn more about the area that's right above the Owlin home, the Glade of the Cat Lord. Where can I research more about that?
I was wondering when you were gonna land on
Just saw it.
Kitty, or roll a history check with advantage. Okay.
Oh.
According to, good thing you had advantage. According to
Yeah.
what like most Tabaxi know, that the Cat Lord is a representation of a deity, not unlike Manon's Bahamut or some others that you've heard of. And the Cat Lord supposedly brought the Tabaxi into existence, taking little bits of strengths from other kinds of cats to experience the human world and the world outside of the wild jungles of the world, because the Cat Lord is supposedly this mythical being who just likes experiences, right? So the Glade of the Cat Lord is supposed to be one of the places of power that he first created Tabaxi.
Praise be.
So yeah, so it's certainly probably on every Tabaxi's bucket list. You also know that nearby there is supposedly a group, another place, another Tabaxi home Let's see, with an 18, you know, it is called, you can write this down if you want, Ovigia of the Cliffs. Ovigia means vigilant, or the guard of the cliffs.
Okay.
Okay, so what would you like to do?
We probably need to take a long rest somewhere. I'm hoping we can pitch a tent here in the forest and then start off the next morning. But I forget what we can use for shelter.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Wait, I see the moon north of Horsestall or south of Horsestall.
It is there is two. The closer one is to the north.
Okay.
And that's the one that Mr. Boots says he's familiar with.
Okay.
And that is, so remember, each one of these grids is about 8 miles. So that's about 5 or 6 miles away, and kind of through the forest to that harbor. Kitty, if you care to lead the way, Mr. Boots says, I suggest we travel close by and then rest when we get there before we travel into the Underdark. But who can rest in this rain, yes?
Unfortunately, I have to agree with Mr. Boots.
You see him like...
He's right. I'm soaked to my feathers and I can't fly.
To make sure that everybody stays close and vigilant, Manon and I will take the lead. Hoots, you're going to stay somewhat in the middle, but as close as you can to Thrax, and Mr. Boots can walk together. I know that doesn't seem like the best fit at the moment, but it's the best way for us to make sure that we have.
All right, back to this map. So Kitty, you're leading the way.
Yep,
right?
With Manon.
Manon right behind you. Then let's see. This little Hoots would be disappeared by now, right? And then Hoots, you're like, is this the marching order? Is that what you want?
Yep.
Okay. First things first. Everybody make a Constitution saving throw, please. Because you guys have been up for 12 hours and you have, because remember, it's after midnight when you escape the ship. And you've been through a lot.
Oh, I didn't advantage. Sorry, take off advantage.
Oh, I think I rolled well, I don't know, actually. It would be green.
Yeah, it'd be green if it was in that 20.
Dang
it. It'd be 16.
Did anybody get higher than a 20? No. Okay.
I got like a 20.
You gotta.
You
see, this is the thing. You're already exhausted, so it's starting to stack. So everybody take 11 points of stress damage, which puts.
Oh, perfect.
Which is going to put everybody at 1 level of exhaustion.
I'm going to be at 2 now.
Manon, you're at 2, yeah.
1 level exhaustion, and then stress damage is now technically at 1 since we used the 10 to convert into the 1.
No, it's going to stay. It's going to stay the same. So it'll be 11 and 1. Yeah, so it'll be a running total, right?
Okay.
So can everybody see on their character sheet in all 3 columns? So like at the bottom of all your saving throws, exhaustion should already be there at a -1. So you just click the box. In your case, Manon, you need to open those up and change the -1 to a -2. So just click the little gear.
Got it.
Given that we're kind of on logistics, I do have questions about my spells. There's an absorb element spell that has no description to it, and I think it's acting a little wonky. I was hoping you could go in and fix that for me.
Yeah, can do. I think you picked that one, but I didn't drop it into your character. That goes way back to like when you were first making your character.
Yeah.
It would be really cool if I could spell. Absorb elements, yoink. And one thing, Chenille, if I could.
Yes.
Yeah, there it is. Let's see. Okay, check it now. See if it looks good to you.
It looks great. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So one thing you're doing that I'm noticing is you're kind of keeping all of your spells open.
Yeah, so I know.
Yeah, so that can kind of slow you down when you're trying to decide which one to pick. So if you just keep them closed, then you can get you can see them all at the same time.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
And then only open them when you're wondering what they are and then close them back up again. Otherwise, you can actually forget you have certain spells because they're so deep.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
It does. That's kind of what I'm doing with my core. I'm only keeping the ones open that I think I need to refer back to, but I can probably do that as well.
Yeah, probably do that as well. Otherwise, you forget you have them. And I did do a thing for you guys that I was trying to be helpful, and I tried to move your what I feel are the most powerful or the most useful things up to the top, so that you don't forget them. So if you look like all the way at the bottom of your stuff there, Kitty, like fast hands or steady aim or dark vision is kind of a thing that's always working.
Gotcha.
But like your spellcasting focus, your thieves can't. Those are not things that you need to read every time. So the ones that are at the top are probably a little bit more interactive in that way.
Okay.
Okay. Let me just check my notes here. Okay. I feel like we're doing good. All right, Kitty.
Yes.
Why don't you roll a survival like 3 times?
Jeez. I heard some music pop up too. This is fantastic. All right, normal. 3 times?
3 times. Oh yes. Okay. So we add those up and
average them,
and that's a pretty good roll. So that looks like 30 to 40, right? So yeah. At first you're a little unsure. You've never been in this part of the world before, and you're working your way through the forest. Kitty, I feel like you probably are more comfortable off the road. So this road is cobblestone only for a few miles outside of Horstal, and then it turns into like a muddy 2-track wagon cart road, which leads to human settlements to the west. So you immediately veer off north, like right into the forest, and you're trying to find like dry area. You're kind of moving through. It's cold. Everyone's feeling it. You're trying to keep everyone on their feet and moving. Hoots, are you flying or are you walking, do you think? For the most part?
In a rain like this, I'd be walking. So I'm just trying to like awkward owl walk.
Yeah.
Yes. Unless Thrax wants to pick me up and put him on his
I was
shoulder.
gonna say
he does want to do that. So
it would put me out of the marching order though.
That's fine.
Okay, Kitty approves. So all right.
I would like to do a spell.
Oh, why are you doing that?
Because you're in the forest. Okay. It's around I'm sorry, Kitty, you were about to say something.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Can I do a spell?
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect. Use Goodberry, and the V is for vocal or for visual?
Verbal, yeah.
Verbal. I call out to the group to say some of us still may need a little bit of sustenance, especially for the road ahead. I'm going to go ahead and create some good berries. There's at least 10 of them, and for each one that you eat, you get 1 hit point restored. So please give it to the individuals that need it the most. And what is M again?
Material is the sprig of mistletoe, which I would
I'm in the
probably
forest,
say
right?
you would be able to discover without too much trouble.
Yeah.
Okay. So you create 10 of these large, kind of like a cross between a blueberry and a raspberry, just big bulbous food. And so each one of those is worth 1 hit point. Who would like some?
I'll take it.
Okay.
It looks scrumptious. I like fruit.
I know.
How many do
you love berries?
How many do you take out of the 10?
May I take 2?
Yes, you can. That leaves 8.
Oh, thank you. Now that put me back up to my maximum.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, geez, that was a hard hit you had then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 8 berries remaining. Manon, you're injured. Kitty, you're injured.
I'm happy
take-
to forego, and I want to make sure Manon and Thrax get enough.
I'll take 2. I'm fine with 2.
Okay. Roll a persuasion, Kitty. Manon, can you give yourself 2 hit points, or
I did.
Okay, cool. Sometimes there's a little bit of a lag on my end.
Oh.
Thrax is going
There
to
it
be
is.
stubborn again, isn't he? He better eat. He's got to be hungry.
He's just kind of looking at him. Don't deserve it.
Kitty looks over to Manon and goes, "I think a little tough love is in order. He needs to eat."
Thrax, eat the berry.
Roll an intimidation.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna have him roll with disadvantage. All right. How many were left?
6.
Okay. Good. Okay, so that was a little break after, let's say, an hour or so of working your way through the forest. But in good time, you begin to hear the sound of the waves crashing as you approach the harbor, and you're working your way around. As you near the space where Mr. Boot suddenly calls your attention, and he says, "We're close by. We should rest now. We do not wish to go to the Underdark in our weakened state." And so Mr. Boots kind of finds a flat space on the ground, and he casts a spell by pulling out his
Oh.
and as he plays, he kind of walks in between about 4 trees, and you see the canopy of the trees begin to glow, and over the course of a minute they seem to stitch themselves together, and it's a little bit like that scene in Guardians of the Galaxy with Groot, kind of creating this sort of structure, and it is suddenly dry and warm within, and the sound of the rain is kind of pattering on the outside, but within this space, which you can freely leave or come back in, Mr. Boots assures you no one can find us in here. Any creatures that pass by will be unable to enter. And he proceeds to change his clothes, pulling out from his bag of holding dry clothes, very fancy with gold buttons. He's hanging his hat and everything out to dry. Yeah, so that's what he's doing. What do you guys do?
Kitty walks in and tries to find a spot to curl up in because she's
someplace
tired.
without all of his stuff.
With all of his stuff, but unfortunately she keeps kicking and picking up undergarments that she's flinging back over to his feet in disgust.
Oh, I remember this one.
Oh.
So, like, literally moments after he finishes doing all that, he's out. His hat over his face, flat on his back, sleeping.
I am also totally exhausted, mentally, emotionally, and physically, and I can tell that Thrax also is clearly emotionally drained, even though he won't say that. And I just want to say, come on, Thrax, let's just go rest.
Okay, he kind of goes to the opposite side of Boots and kind of like he like lays down with his back to everyone, like facing the wall, and just kind of curls up and starts snoring. It's a good question whether or not you guys are going to be able to sleep.
Oh.
Teasing.
After I get done,
It says safe. It says.
Okay, so you guys, yeah. So Thrax is out, Mr. Boots is out. The three of you are sort of in this warm, dry area, and you're definitely feeling the fatigue kind of pull, like physical force dragging you down, as you just feel like this was. Keep in mind, this is for your characters. This is the same we're in the same hangover effect of meeting Lilith and everything that happened. In fact, everyone make a perception check as you're looking around. Oh, nice. So Manon, I feel like you're probably like you made Thrax lay down to rest, and you're kind of like trying to find your own space, and you turn and you find Kitty like staring at you just for briefest moment. Kitty, the blue gems that were glowing are gone.
Face?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like gone?
Well, Kitty hasn't told you that yet, so.
Yeah. Manon,
Oh, okay.
have you looked in the mirror like the last few days, like hours? It doesn't look like those gems are sticking out of your face anymore.
Oh, yeah, I totally carry on a mirror.
I was growing to kind of like them. They kind of made your face sparkle.
I should have reflected them so that she could chase the like reflections around.
That's not even funny.
You know what? I'm tired. I'm gonna go lay down.
That's fair.
Oh, I'm in agreement as I wring out the last bit of moisture from my fleece and letting it dry. I hobble over to Thrax and I just kind of nestle next to the big
Aw.
loaf.
Oh, yay.
He gets an emotional support hoots.
Yes, an emotional support toots.
Okay, great. And if that is Kitty, what about you?
Yeah, Kitty is beat tired.
Beat. All right, let's have each of you roll 4d4 one at a time. So who wants to start?
I can
start.
go. Oh,
Okay.
go ahead.
Okay. So
Manon, you're the
4d4.
most exhausted. Yeah, so this is going to be what you recover from your sleep.
I need a lot.
9.
That's not a lot.
What does that put you at stress-wise?
Oh, stress.
Yeah, stress.
18.
18. Okay, so that drops you back to -1.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do, I'm going to do for Thrax 4d4. Oh, he gets the 10. Okay, so Thrax is now at 1 point of stress and is no longer exhausted.
Oh, that must be nice.
Okay,
Hard
so,
when family causes drama.
yeah. You are
Extra
well,
exhausted.
If Manon is not traumatized, I don't know who would be. I mean, in all fairness. Who's next? Hoots?
Yeah, I can go. Another 10.
Okay, so
Ooh.
if that reduces you below 10 points of stress, then you are no longer exhausted.
Woohoo.
Kitty?
Okay. And so 4 d10s
4d4.
or 4d4. Just
Kitty's
in
like-
testing you.
That's such a Kitty thing.
Yeah, it's still on brand. It's super on brand.
Okay.
All right. Where does that put you on your stress?
So and I'm taking that number and minusing it for my current stress, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So I would have 3 stress damages left,
Okay,
which means
so you
I'm
are
back
no
to
longer
0.
exhausted. Yeah.
Cool. And I can take off my
Okay.
exhaustion.
Now everyone can go ahead and click their long rest button.
Oh, sweet.
Heck yeah.
Okay. So one thing we're gonna track now is you can only take 2 short rests between long rests, and you can only take 1 long rest in a 24-hour period. So we're saying that you guys kind of cast the Liamon's tiny hut spell at about 4 in the morning. So 8 in the morning, you don't get moving until like noon. Okay. So you kind of break out some rations. Does everybody have rations marked on their character sheets?
Yeah.
So let's decrease those by 1, or does everybody have them?
I have 10,
Oh, I don't-
so
Which side
That'd be
I
a
have the
center
two numbers.
column under equipment.
Oh yeah, but I have like ration 4. It says 4, ration 0.
In the
That might be your weight.
yeah.
But if you
Yeah.
have 4, then you can maybe take 1 off and do
Yep.
3.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yep.
I have no
And-
rations.
So Thrax will hook you up. I'll mark off an
Yay!
extra
I
one
can
for Thrax.
help with rations too if the team
Cool.
member needs it.
Cool.
Can we also take, before we head off, a quick bio break? Yeah, I'm probably getting ahead of you,
It
Ken.
was you're perfect timing because it's 7:30. It's an hour and a half. We're right on
Nice.
schedule. Okay. So what has happened is you one by one you awake to find the sun is out, the rain has stopped overnight, and as the magic of the spell that Mr. Boots casts begins to fade, and you feel yourself wake up feeling quite hungry. That leftover water in the canopy, like the rain, begins to pitter patter down onto your campsite. You break into your rations. You have a quick meal as Mr. Boots indicates that across the inlet harbor there is an old ruins, like a barely a few rocks left, but we must find it. So he begins to lead you that way. I will take over from here, Kitty.
I reluctantly let him as I watch his back on every step.
Okay. Again, everything he does has a certain amount of style to it. So even walking through the wilderness, he tends to like kind of jaunt forward a little bit, hop up onto a fallen log and look around, his cape across his shoulders, whips out behind him, down to the banks, and he finds a game trail, and you guys follow him through the thicket. Now, this is a wild area, so it's it's not like walking through a road, but you do work your way around eventually to the north side of the harbor, and you do find this ancient ruin. And I mean ancient, like it's barely rock formation, kind of a circle, almost like it wasn't a building, but more of just some rock formations that had been stacked up thousands of years ago for perhaps prayer. And he kind of works his way around. Oh, and by the way, Manon, what 3rd level spell did you select?
Well, I'm not going to do animate dead.
That would have been cool.
I think I want to do blink.
Blink.
Is that a cleric spell?
I don't know. It's in my cleric cards. It says trickery, cleric trickery.
Oh, you have to be a trickery, path of trickery cleric to take that one.
Okay, cool. That makes it easier then.
Whatever it is.
Am I light?
Divine domain. You are a peace domain.
Oh, fuck.
So yeah, let's
So any of the
sidebar
ones
on
that say cleric with a light or something else I can't do.
Right, if it's light domain or whatever, war domain, that kind of thing.
Okay, cool. That makes it a lot easier to.
You'll thin that out quite a bit.
Yep. Already did.
I forgot to mention in the once we've rested, I wanted to start my alchemy jug, like my that going. I want to do fresh water 8 gallons for the alchemy jug.
Okay.
Get that going.
So that's that will reset tomorrow at dawn. And you can you can drink fresh water all day and easily for the entire party. Again, as you so that would have happened at camp, right?
Back at camp when we were all getting up and going.
Okay, perfect. Very nice thing to have in on a new day, clean water without having to boil it. So there's some time while Mr. Boots is kind of looking around and he's checking the ruins and kind of looking for the ancient symbols that open a pathway into the Underdark, for you guys to to look around or do anything you'd like to do.
Hey, Kitty.
Yes, Manon?
You want to come over here for a sec?
Yeah, let's go right over. Where's my clicker? Let's go right over here. Just me and you.
Can't really see that far. Gonna follow the sound of your voice here.
Perception. Oh.
So Thrax is like, let me do this. I'm going to
True kitty fashion, she jumps away.
let me turn off the rain real quick. Actually, it's just easier to put you guys on a different map. Yeah, we'll do this one here. Let me just check it because it's probably covered with things. Okay, yeah, let me put you guys on a different
Does this
map.
one have zombies? No.
Yeah,
okay,
I've got so many.
Does this one have
I'm trying to have like multiple adventures in the same Kai. So here you guys are at this ancient. It helps if you guys are not on the map layer.
I was gonna say I just see black.
Oh yeah, this is perfect.
Okay, token layer. Hoots, Kitty, Thrax, Manon. Okay.
Oh,
better.
cool.
So Mr. Boots is kind of he's like looking around trying to find the
Lordy.
symbols and remember the way to open the doorway while you guys are doing whatever you're doing. So Thrax is just completely focused. Is there? Oh, these guys are not here. Sorry. That's
okay.
what I was
like,
for.
why are there people there?
Yeah, those guys are not there. There's no one around. It's a nice day. Just literally like a quarter mile away is the harbor with the water. A little bit of you can hear the ocean just in the distance there. Thrax is just fixated on Boots, just like watching him like a hawk. Hoots, what are you doing?
I believe, hang on. Can I roll to see what Kitty and Manon are up to doing?
Absolutely, yeah.
I see them walking away, but like,
yeah. Where did you two head off to?
Let's go out here.
Okay. Hoots, you think you could maybe like stealthily flutter up to on top of this rock?
I can roll a stealth.
Yeah, go ahead.
Owls are curious creatures.
Why wouldn't they be? That's not bad.
Oh, passive 19. How did I miss that?
Holy smokes. Okay. You are, and actually it makes sense because Manon has her back to Hoots, but you can see Hoots is kind of like surreptitiously like trying to
kind of looking over. Jen, he's looking at the sky.
He's looking at the sky.
Keeping watch.
Don't mind me. Just on lookout up here. Those interpersonal relationships are killing me. It's so good. All right.
I see that Kitty sees me, and then I just by the glare that Kitty's doing, I flutter down and I go check out to see what Boots is doing.
So you fly next to Boots?
Yeah. After I just see the from Kitty.
So you land right next to him, and he kind of he sees you land again. He whips off his hat. Oh, my friend, and then he pulls you over, and he whispers in your ear. I know exactly where the passageway is, but those two have issues to work out.
I mean, with their meeting is rather secretive, so I dare not impose.
It is clear that they are attracted to one another. Can I see this? All this tension, all this pent up aggression.
I start to like not draw the lines together. I start to get heavily confused. And I could be easily persuaded or like pursued. I'm just like, no, that he and Kitty, but were what? I have that going on right now.
Okay. He says, have you found a feather which is appropriate for my hat?
Well, none that I am currently molting just yet. If I were to pluck one, it'd be rather painful.
Ooh.
I swear, I'm trying not to
we would not
you.
want this. We would not want this.
Perhaps when I'm more mature, and I can give you an excellent feather.
Fair enough. Okay, back to you two.
Manon, what's up? I mean, this Boots guy, right? I mean, are we really gonna keep him in the crew? I mean,
Oh yeah, I love that guy. But
everyone loves him.
thinking, replaying what happened back on the boat, and I feel
Oh
like
my
there's,
gosh, that was so long
some
ago.
unfinished business that me and you need to discuss. So,
You know,
would you like to hand over this compass so we can break this curse or not?
Kitty Hearts is pounding out of her chest. She's trying not to look as alert as she feels. She casually reaches down into her right pocket, pulls out nothing, and then casually reaches into her left pocket. Goes, ah, yeah, the compass, the one my father gave me. Let's yeah, I think I'm ready to break the curse.
Okay. Better yet, how about we talk about my grandma?
Yeah, your grandma's feisty, isn't she? She almost killed Thrax. You saw that?
I'm just gonna sit there and stare at her.
Yeah. So your grandma I knew would be let's just say a bit of a mess and a hassle to work through. But I think that you're obviously much more intelligent than the what I gave you credit for the first day I met you. And I think you could probably read between the lines that your grandmother knew of me as well and was not surprised to see me with your group.
Continue.
You know, if we go back multiple steps, you'll see at the end of this that really it's Mr. Boots we should be blaming, because if I was not in that jail cell, literally I like on my last life, I probably wouldn't have made the deal that I did with your grandma. And for the ability for her to let me out of the cell, she gifted me, probably not the right way to say a gift, this compass that would point me in the direction to where you would be, because she was very, very adamant of finding you. I almost wonder, in fact, if there's anybody else out there that might have made the same deal. But I was told that once I found you, I needed to notify her on the compass. But I will tell you that every morning that I woke up with this pain in my heart of handing you over to her, I just couldn't do it. Every morning, too, I had to take the risk to where if I could not deceive her, it was going to majorly deteriorate any type of like health I had mentally and physically. So I made that choice anyway, because day after day I saw how compassionate you were, not only to this group, but to Mr. Hoots, who you barely knew. And I've grown to really be fond of this team, even though I can tell you firsthand, and you've seen this, I don't trust anybody whatsoever, but I'm growing to trust this group and want to see it through.
Give me the compass.
I'm sorry, I had to laugh. It was so heartfelt. It's so sweet. And the man will just give me compass.
You can take the compass. I want no
There
part
was
of
a
it
lot of
anymore.
victim in there, and you're not the victim. Give me the compass.
Kitty, as you
Kitty's eyes are just like big and black as it could possibly be. She hands over the
Kitty,
compass.
as you draw the compass out of your pocket and you feel it's like hot, and you hand it to Manon, the minute it leaves your contact, you take 48 points of psychic damage.
Oh, use? Can I use this? No, I can't. Dang it. Okay. Oh my gosh.
Suck.
I just crumple to the ground in agony and I start to whimper and curl into a ball like a or injured animal.
In exactly the same way that Kitty collapsed in the crow's nest, blood begins to pour from her nose. It leaked from the corner of her eyes and ears, and she literally just bam. There's actually a rule in the game where you take a massive amount of damage and you become stunned, and so you're just kind of writhing, like your claws are just digging up tufts of grass and kind of pushing away from Manon and trying to get away from your own head.
No. It's not what I meant to do. I was trying to break it. Okay. Will I know if I break this curse that will stop happening to her?
You don't know.
Okay, can I just give it back to her? Okay, I'm sorry.
Reverse the damage.
You feel as if like the physical location of the compass doesn't matter. Actually roll a religion check on this deal.
I don't know what to do now. I was trying to break it so we'd both be free, but I feel like I'm just gonna booger her up more.
Yeah, you feel like the physical location of the compass doesn't matter. You what's actually happening is Kitty is going against some magic enchantment that has bound her to a path.
But if the compass isn't cursed, wouldn't that stop the?
I didn't say the compass wasn't cursed. I said its physical
definitely.
location doesn't matter as much.
The
But
compass
she-
is
Yeah.
definitely
But
cursed.
like her handing it to you was like flying in the face directly against the
Defiant.
spell that's bound her.
But
I
if I
herald.
break the compass curse, does it break the spell that's on her, or will that kill her if I break the curse on the compass? Because I want to kill Kitty now.
You don't think it would kill her. No, you think that there's a possibility you'll break the curse. Yeah.
Okay, let's break the curse.
Okay. All right, slow down. So here's the deal. Let me look at your character sheet here real quick.
But I want to heal Kitty too.
You are third level. You have a +3 proficiency. Okay, so 8. You have a +8. So this spell that is bound Kitty is higher level. So you need to roll a d20, and you need to roll a 10 or better. As you're going to use your necklace again.
Yeah.
So, okay. So your Kitty's like bunched up on the ground. You feel the compass is kind of a symbol of this. So remember last time when you went to cast the remove curse spell, you could physically see the curse.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and put remove curse in the chat as you kneel down, your clerical training kind of taking over your complicated feelings about Kitty as a person being sublimated for the moment as you kind of called into action. Okay, so you call forth the magic. Please mark off the topaz gem. I believe it's topaz, you said?
Oh, yeah.
As it starts to
Kitty, I'm doing this
reveal
because I think it's going to help you. I'm not trying to kill you right now.
you feel the red, you see this red curse wrapped around Kitty, and the compass itself is like the bright glowing center from which these moving bands of like energy are wrapped around Kitty, especially focused on her skull, and they're kind of pulling against her will. And you see this all as the spell starts to solidify. And roll a straight d20. You need a 10 or better. Okay.
I have a heroic dice.
Okay, you want to use it? Okay, you can use it.
Okay.
You need a 2.
Am I rolling a 6 or a?
I think it's a 6, isn't it?
I don't know how to tell.
Though it's black. Yeah, it's a d6.
Okay, I need a 2. I need a 2.
Okay. It's not total failure because many things have been revealed to you in the attempt. The spell that has bound Kitty is called a Geas. and it's a fairly high level spell that ties her to your grandmother. And
Okay.
if she defies your grandmother every day, she can be harmed as she just was, but only once per day.
But it can't be as detrimental as the one I just did to her, right?
It'll essentially be the same every day until the curse is broken. But you just couldn't muster the energy to overthrow. Once again, your grandmother has stymied your life.
Okay. Well, can I heal Kitty now?
Yeah, I feel like you can.
Okay.
I'm gonna have everyone. Can everyone else please roll a perception check because y'all just heard Kitty yowl. No disadvantage. So
Okay. Now I feel like now I'm the bad guy. So make this better.
Oh, what do you do?
You use your heroic dice on me.
Everybody,
I did, and I didn't have failed.
Everyone,
It's the thought that counts.
I feel like Thrax at least and Mr. Boots come charging over as Kitty collapses.
I don't know where my pen went, and I don't remember what you said the name of that spell was, and I'm really thrown off. A Geas. Okay.
Geas. Hoots, what about you?
I rolled a 13. So
yeah,
I
that's
didn't
good
know
enough.
that was good enough.
Good enough. Yeah, you heard Kitty howl, and then as you I'm assuming you just sort of fly up to this column right here. Oh. Probably, yeah, like just and look down, and yeah, you see the same sort of bleeding that happened to Kitty on the boat.
Whoa, what happened? What happened? I draw closer. Kitty, are you all right? What happened? Manon, at last I checked, I wasn't trying to spy, but you guys are fine. I mean, I wasn't looking, but what went on? Why is Kitty in such a state?
Let's heal her, and then we can come back.
Heal. Right. I open up my fleece and try to look in to see if I have anything. I have water. I could clean the blood that's seeping from her mouth a little bit. I dip a little bit of the fleece in the water and I try to wipe alongside the blood. I do not have any kind of healing. I'm sorry. This is the best I can offer.
Okay.
I'm going to say that Kitty, you recover 1 hit point of damage, heal a point of psychic damage from Hoots' tender loving care. Oh. And also the fact that cats really can't stand to be dirty. And so just getting cleaned up is
really thoughtful.
Hugely effective for you. So
I can't clean myself at the moment.
Okay, can I use cure wounds?
You certainly can.
Okay. Increase by 1d to each slot above first. Okay, so I feel like it doesn't matter which one I use if I use it once or twice. Okay, so let's use it. Let's do 1 level 2. So I roll 2d8s, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so and let's do that. Please be high, please be high. Okay, good. And then I want to use 2 level 1s. So I'll just roll 2d8s.
Yeah, and just make sure you're marking off those spells.
Yeah.
Keep rolling.
Okay. So it's not great, but it's half of what I took away from you.
Honestly, that's extremely helpful.
Okay, and then you can see Boots. Mr. Boots is very concerned, despite all of his blustering and his bickering with you, Kitty. He's like, Miss Saltpaws, I'm so sorry. I do not understand what is happening, but perhaps this will help. And he begins to play his guitar, and he casts a spell, the name of which is called, hold on a second, appropriately enough,
Cat snap.
He makes a calming gesture. In his case, he plays the guitar, and up to 3 willing, it's only you in this case, And since you're so like in shock from this injury, you can go ahead and take one of your short rests within 10 minutes as you just kind of fall asleep as everyone's kind of huddled around you. Maybe Thrax is like just got his hand on your like on your foot, like on your boot, just kind of caught like shyly reaching out to help in some way. But you can recover 25 hit points.
Yay!
I think brings you back to full. But you, after about 10 minutes, everyone kind of huddling around Kitty, taking their time, being concerned. Eventually her eyes open, and you sort of sit up and you're like, oh, but you feel much better.
I do big cat stretch. Out.
Big stretches. Big stretches.
Big stretches.
And look around me to the people that surround me, knowing that my trust definitely should be in this group. And I especially look over to Manon and I thank her profusely and ask if she could ever forgive me for deceiving her.
Can you forgive me? I like almost just killed you. I didn't think I was gonna.
It was worth it.
Okay,
You
well
almost killed Kitty. Is this what happened?
Look,
we're gonna break this.
Look, I know you've not always been her biggest fan, but you're always telling me not to go at it, not to get rowdy with folk, right? Did you get rowdy when we weren't looking?
She didn't mean it.
It's a long story.
It wasn't intentional.
I didn't mean to, but I feel like we're gonna break this curse and it's gonna hopefully not hurt you anymore. Well, one more time, but
A curse on you, Manon, or is there another curse we do not know about? As I look.
Whose curse? Ain't no one here got one of them humpbacks? Not that I see.
It's perfect.
What? he's looking. I ain't got. You're having a trick on me.
Well,
My grandma tricked.
Your grandma did what?
She tricked Kitty. Don't rage, Thrax. She's not here. Into helping her. And now I'm a little mad at Mr. Boots because it sounds like it's his fault she was there. A lot just happened, Hoots. I don't know how to.
I do the confused face as I'm trying to connect the dots.
I told you. Highly attracted to one another.
That doesn't explain anything. I
Perfect
am here trying to what we're not in.
Well, you may know. Okay, Hoots, you are a spellcaster. So
Yes.
my grandma put a spell on Kitty, and she had to tell my grandma where I was. And when she doesn't, or she disobeys my grandma, it almost kills her.
Can
I
I
couldn't-
roll a history in order to figure out the exact spell or arcana? Can I?
But I know it's called
decipher-
a Aegeus.
Oh, perfect. And not a spell that's commonly practiced in Aerie, but let me do more research on this. I'll try to find somebody other than your grandma in order to learn more about this particular spell. It's very dark.
Kitty, do you have anything to add? You may know more.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I know about the compass. And until I obey her grandma, it's going to be forever attached to me. But I would die 9 lives over to make sure that Manon stays safe.
And this
And
is
I
because
believe that.
Hoots McAllister must stay safe, yes?
That is correct.
Is that not true? Is that not the point of this?
Yes,
Manon?
Hoots always. Stay safe.
Then Mr. Boots pulls his sword out. Hoots, I will protect you if I can. Count on me. And he kneels down, puts the sword back away. We are ready whenever you are.
Oh wait,
Found a path.
I didn't know he was gonna put his sword right away, but I was gonna put like my hand against it and then cast.
Oh, cool. So the sword will glow with light.
Oh, can Boots not see? Like, I can't see.
Oh, Boots is a tabaxi, so him and Kitty. Yeah. So come to the Underdark.
And now he has like a radiant base blade.
Okay,
Shiny blade.
as everybody like kind of walks that way following Mr. Boots, I want to like stay back with Kitty first. Like, you kind of hang back for a second.
Yeah.
And just be like,
again.
No,
I'm kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. That was horrible.
about this Mr. Boots guy.
wait, say that again.
I don't know about this Mr. Boots guy.
Thank you. That's what I've been saying this whole time. It's just weird that he showed up at the exact moment we needed him. The fact that he was on the boat that we happened to be on was just, there's always a little bit of mystery around Mr. Boots and an alternative motive. So if you can, help me keep an eye on him. I don't want him hurting Hoots or Thrax. Well, Hoots specifically. Thrax can hold his own.
I was gonna say Thrax is fine. I just want to do like a nod, like same team here.
Good.
And then we go forward.
We walk over to Mr. Boots and go, all right, Boots, you're first. And I kick him to whatever portal.
So he has on this column right here, he has sort of dug the moss away and revealed a symbol, and he kind of traces his claw across it and it begins to glow. And then at the base of the column, the dirt seems to kind of furrow away and a staircase appears leading down into darkness. He pulls his sword out, winks at you, Hoots, and then disappears down into the darkness with a flourish of his cape.
I wish I could give Manon dark vision. Oh well.
I can just light up my mace.
Okay.
Okay. So as you do you guys follow? And if you do,
yes.
What is the marching order? It is a narrow, 5 foot wide, steep staircase leading down.
Manon, what order do you think we should go in?
I was gonna say let's send Thrax after Boots, and then maybe Hoots, and then us two behind.
Okay.
So Hoots kind of protected in the middle, like so.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I mean, I can't see anyway, so it doesn't matter if I leave.
Nana, do you have your mace out so you can see?
Yeah.
So imagine it starts off feeling much like a normal tunnel, just like being underground. But we're not going to try to explain exactly how it all works because it's, after all, a fantasy world. So, so basically, suffices to say that you're disappearing into this dark space where realms start to intersect, right? So the prime material plane, where you've spent your whole life, sort of crosses into the space of the Underdark, which is not like caves. It's an entirely different realm. Okay, so cool. You begin to the tunnel eventually begins to flatten out, and you walk for perhaps a couple of hours through dark tunnels, through open caverns, but always following the same path. And Mr. Boots, for the first time, does not seem jovial or jocular. He's, whenever you start to talk, he's quiet, say nothing. And he leads the way until eventually you come to this place. Moment. Yoink. Okay. Let me draw you guys all down to the southern part of the map. Okay. Oh, Manon, I gotta give you some light.
I say I should be able to see something.
1 second.
Can't see much anyway.
Not much, but at least somebody.
Yeah. Not much is more than nothing. Okay. How's that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So essentially you enter into a massive cavern with almost a still lake in front of you or a small pond. Again, this is like it's like an entire world where there just isn't a sky. It's just a cave, right? It's like, and the cave becomes larger or smaller. In this case, you're in a very large cave. You can't even see the cave top if it's even up there. But just in front of you, there are signs of a structure that appears to be created by intelligent hands. So, what do you do?
Kitty goes a little bit further up to the edge of these steps, and she looks around, and does she notice that the ground is water? What is the ground made out of?
Yes, as you walk forward to the bottom of the staircase, directly in front of you is a pond, and you can just in the dim edge of your dark vision see what appears to be a staircase on the opposite side going back up, and it's as if there was once a bridge here that has collapsed.
Oh, dang it.
Once again.
Can I pick my level 3 spell?
What would it be?
Water walk.
Oh
Up
my
to
god.
10 creatures you can see within range gain this ability for the duration, for an hour.
Wow.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How far below is the pond from the staircase? Is it like several feet?
It looks like it's the water is kind of calmly like lapping right up to the bottom stair. So
Oh,
like
okay.
you could definitely like put your claw in it. And you kind of walk up to it and you're like but it's black kind of, water. It's very still and quiet. There's maybe like a drip in the far distance.
Like from a stalactite almost.
Yep.
Like it's...
Yeah, it's very humid. Yeah. So
I'm not necessarily trusting the water. I look back towards the guys and I can flutter it across and I can check out to see what's on the other side.
Yes.
It's a good idea.
Kitty nods in agreement.
okay.
I'll go ahead and let's just say I'll get at least 10 feet
Okay.
from the water, and then I'll start to make my flutter halfway.
I'm assuming you're going quietly, like
Yes, quietly.
Elf. So let's have a stealth roll with advantage. Oh, nice. 26. Okay.
Silent feathers.
Kind of don't need to worry about that then. Manon, as soon as Hoots kind of leaves your vision, you just lose track of Hoots entirely. Like the silent feathers just into the darkness.
Okay.
Hoots, you can move yourself all the way across.
Alrighty.
Do you land or just kind of fly about?
I'll fly about, but just be at like the midway staircase.
Okay. So you see that the staircase goes up to an elevation that is quite a bit higher than where you just were. And then there's this, without even a roll, you don't need to be a dwarf. This stonework is ancient and of some lost technology and civilization. And then there's this crude ass wooden ladder leading up to yet a higher platform directly ahead.
Okay. I don't dare advance any further. Still with like beating my wings softly, I go to do another stealthy glide all the way back.
Okay.
Do I need to roll another stealth for it?
I would say that you're going to continue that motion. So yeah, as long as you didn't do anything that changed your trajectory, like if you landed or whatever, we would roll again. But I feel like
Okay.
turn around and come back.
Then coming back to the stairs, I relay exactly what I had saw. Guys, this on the other side of the cavern is wonderful masonry, more stone, more stairs, and then a very, rickety ladder. It looks like it could be climbed upon, but it looks haphazardly made. Is worse seeing than like on the crow's nest ladder. I believe we can go over and further investigate, but all looks clear. No enemies.
I feel uneasy about water in general. And given that this is a dark place, I am going to use one of my rogue powders on the group that's nearest to me. Well, everybody then, if Hoots is back. And everybody is going to get rogue's powder, so I'm going to put that into the chat window.
Okay, cool. So everyone has plus
Wait.
10 to stealth checks for the next, I think it lasts for 10 minutes. Or wait a minute, let me just check that real quick. You're essentially casting Pass Without Trace.
And then
Action, oh, 1 hour. So yeah, for the next hour.
Oh, perfect.
And then can I take the ready action with my short bow?
Yes, you
Or
can.
is that my action? Okay.
Nope,
That's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna end my
yeah, we're
turn.
not in combat, so you guys can kind of tell me what you're trying to do.
Taking the ready action by looking at the water.
Roll
I
a
know.
perception check.
I just listened to the part of Harry Potter where all the Inferi come out of the water, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's enough humidity in this cavern that on occasion, from far up in the darkness of the ceiling where perhaps there's stalactites you can't see, occasionally like a drip hits the water and there's a ripple, you know, but it's
Yeah.
kind of random and different. So everyone can make a perception check if you like, though. Doesn't just have to stop with you.
Oh, that's with advantage. Sorry.
We go left when we. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, you're all basically noticing the same thing.
I'll meet you guys on the other side. Woohoo. Without landing, I pick up enough momentum to go across again.
Okay, let's have another stealth roll on this one. This time with a plus 10.
Oh gosh, we have to get across it, but I don't want to get across it.
32. Yeah, so Hoots is just like a ghost flying through the chamber completely unnoticed. Probably not even by you guys. You like once he's out of sight, you can't really track him.
Kitty doesn't like having Hoots by himself, so she is also going to cross and go over
How
to
are
the
you
next
going to cross?
staircase. Using your, didn't you give us
Oh,
the
are we
ability to
using
walk?
water walk?
Are we?
Okay,
I
so
want to.
normally you're
I know,
sort
probably
of
not.
like you're sort of like picking a spell like after the fact. So
Yeah.
if you guys feel good about it, then go ahead. If not,
Unless we don't need it, then I can.
because I mean, essentially, it's just a puzzle for you to figure out how to get across. So,
Can I? If it's a pond, so it's not going to be too deep.
you're not sure. The water is
not sure too
completely black. You have no idea how deep it is. So you can interact with these things and like do experiments or whatever you want to do, but just remember that there are potential consequences for anything you're trying.
Yeah,
Kitty picks
right.
up a nearby
Oh.
rock that looks
Smart,
loose,
smart, smart.
and she is going to toss it into this location.
Okay.
Wondering if Thrax should throw it since he's got better strength. I don't know if that matters.
It's not that far, and it's kind of an underhand toss, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just have a straight dexterity roll. So a d20 plus your dexterity modifier. So d20 plus 5, I think, is your dex.
Yeah, my dexterity is...
Okay, so it lands essentially exactly where you wanted it to. Roll. Let me see if you can see that far. Can you see that far? Okay, so all these perception checks from here on out are going to be with disadvantage because we're in dim light.
Yeah.
Right? So let's have Hoots and Kitty only perception check with disadvantage.
Got it.
All right, so we got a 20, a 16, and a 5. Okay, so let's see. It's gonna be +5 here. Okay, so the rock sploosh, right? Except it doesn't sink. It lands on something. Your thumb, right? And you can just in a moment you see it like on the surface of the water, and then there's a huge ripple as the rock submerges. And underneath, like it landed on something, and then whatever it landed on submerged, and the rock is gone. And roll initiative.
Fuck! Ooh, nice.
Nice.
I never do that good.
Okay, let's do Thrax here. And Boots. And then whatever the creature is lunging. You see the water start to ripple like a bow plane wake as something is darting toward you very quickly, very fast.
I shouldn't have. Oh,
Good thing I moved right down to the water.
Actually, what you did accomplish was you kept it from surprising you.
Yeah.
So it is starting to move toward you. Anything you do to it is going to be at disadvantage while it's under the water, right? So you can try to shoot at it with your bow, but you're shooting basically at the wake of water. Let me go ahead and sort out the initiative order. And boy, Boots is he's on fire. Okay. He sees that something is approaching you, Kitty, and he decides to give you bardic inspiration. All right, here goes. I apologize again.
No, yes, this is my favorite part.
Okay. Let's see, here we go. Oh, you can dance, you can jive, having the time of your life. Oh, see that girl, watch that scene, Kitty, the dancing queen.
Yeah!
Encore.
So there, we'll put that in the chat. Boom, there you go. Okay, you now have a D12 bardic inspiration die, which you have to use before the end of the night, we'll just say. Okay. So that was his turn. Thrax, back to Thrax here real quick. So he's gonna move down to the water and he's got to stay out of the water, so he's just going to take the ready action and swing at anything that shows up. All right, so that's Thrax's turn. Manon.
I am going to I've got to have like a protection-y thing. I'm just going to take the ready action.
Okay.
And
Mace
if it
in
gets
hand?
within, I'm gonna. What was bonk it? What did you say I do? Plunk it.
Plunk it in the head. Okay,
I'm
cool.
gonna plunk it.
Cool. All right. And then, all right, put the music back on. Hoots.
Oh, I just saw the die roll out of nowhere. Is the creature submerged? Can I see it?
It is submerged. Anything you do to it will be at disadvantage.
Will be at disadvantage.
Yeah,
okay.
until it pops out of the water. Yeah. You can just see like a dark shadow as it's lunging toward Kitty. And Thrax and the rest. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely moving this direction, right?
Okay, maybe. Oh, no, I can't. Not with that one. Shoot. Maybe later. As a reaction, as my action, I'm going to react to this because I see it ongoing onto them. Like, oh no, I can't let this happen. I cast minor illusion and I will create a image of Manon
Oh,
right in front, right here in between both Kitty and Thrax.
Okay. Let's see if I can find the Manon.
Like I can't, I unfortunately cannot target an area for it to stand on. It doesn't look like there's an other plateau
Okay.
other than myself.
All right. So we're just gonna, since I don't, do I have one of those? Let me just do that. So this is a minor illusion again.
Minor illusion again, yeah.
And where is it going?
It was going to go in between Kitty, Soft Paws, and Thrax, just on a platform, more or less. But yeah, I would say standing right there in front of them.
Okay. Yeah, since it's got no volume, it can be just standing on the water. Okay, cool. Good job. And that's your action, and you're just sort of like flying in place.
Yeah, I haven't landed, so what I want to do is if I can use my movement to actually go up a little bit.
Okay, so we're gonna have you be how high up?
If I was 10 feet, make that 20.
Okay.
At least 20 feet from the actual pond.
Okay, so I'm gonna say you're 20 feet above the stairs, so 30 feet above the pond, if that's
perfect.
I actually with minor illusion though, I feel like that's beyond 30 feet.
Oh,
so maybe you could put it there.
Yes.
Let's see that.
That is fair.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so we'll say that. All right. So still good job, Kitty.
I am going to move back behind Manon and Thrax, and I am going to cast Spike Growth.
Oh, cool.
And place it right where Manon's, like kind of right in front of us, but where it's touching Manon.
Amazing. Okay, cool. 20-foot radius. We're gonna find something that sort of approximates that. We'll do this. Nope, not that one. 20-foot.
I take out the staff,
Here,
and as it's glowing, I mumble into it. Yeah.
I like
Nice.
it. The transformation of the ground is camouflaged to look natural. Any creature that can't see the area the time the spell is cast must make a wisdom perception check.
All right, so I'm going to say that you did it there so it wouldn't affect your friends. Okay.
Yep.
So that's a 20-foot radius at the point within range. Just to make this a little bit more accurate, since we're all super rules oriented, we'll put the grid up.
Heck yeah.
Okay. Cool. Great job. Can you mark that use off for the day?
Yes.
Okay. So that makes it the turn of the creature, and it's not exactly I'm gonna move this back. It's not exactly caring what it attacks, so I'm gonna say I'm gonna roll a d6, and 1 through 3 is Manon, 4, 5 is Thrax, and 6 is the real Manon. Oh, just swims right past the minor illusion and goes for the cleric. However, it's going to take a boatload of damage because it says when a creature moves within the area, it takes 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet it traveled. So it started right here, and it lunges through the water, swimming, just ripping the spike growth to shreds as it gets cut up. So that was 30 feet. That's 6 times 2d4. So Kitty, can you roll 12d4?
Nice. Oh my gosh, 12.
12.
He's a big one, though. He's a big
Yeah,
one.
that's true.
If I go to the
He is
So go,
huge.
go to advanced, where it says ADV roller, advanced roller. You see that?
advanced on the left-hand side where it's got the dice, right, where it goes
Mhm.
D4 all the way down to D. Oh, advanced. Thank you. There it
There
is.
you go. I got you.
Ooh.
Heck yeah. Okay, so I'm going to change this to a D4.
Yep.
And I'm going to change the roll number from 1 to 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then.
And nothing, and plus the
Yep.
0 says 0,
Just-
right?
Yep.
That's so cool. Look at that.
26 points of damage
Look at that.
to the crocagator. All right. Its reptilian brain does not even register all the blood in the water that belongs to itself, as it's like, weird. But Manon, it lunges toward you and tries to bite you. What is your armor class?
I think 17.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything you want to do, Manon?
Pull out my shield
Okay. Well, you get bit.
or smack it when it's coming at me.
Yeah, actually, you guys all took the ready action. So as its teeth chomp down on you for 24 points of piercing damage, and you are grappled and restrained, you and Thrax can both swing your weapons at it. Okay. I feel like Thrax is obviously going to rage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if he didn't.
He is going to attack recklessly.
Nice.
Natural 20 for Thrax.
Nice,
Yeah.
Thrax.
All right, here goes. 16, 18 points of damage to the crocodile in 1 second. He also gets to roll a crit hit. And let me do that. Ooh, nice. Enemy knocked prone. Okay. The crocodile is going to, well, since you're in its teeth,
But I get to do damage, don't I?
yeah, you'll get to attack it too.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say that since it doesn't really make sense that it can be knocked prone, that he has basically hit it and has done an extra D12 of damage to it.
Nice.
So another 3 points here.
Nice.
Okay. Now you can take your ready action attack, Manon, and this is kind of happening simultaneously as its jaws chomp down on your leg.
Okay. I did. I rolled already
Oh, I'm sorry, what did you get?
before you. A 20.
That
3.
is a hit. So go ahead and I got to give Thrax a heroic dice.
Oh, that feels good.
Whoa. Okay, that would be if it was undead. It doesn't take the radiant
Oh.
damage.
Oh, okay.
It is a
Try though.
crocagator.
Oh, dang.
Okay. All right, so we're going to end the round with you having done 9 hit points to the crocagator, and you are restrained and grappled,
And I took 24 damage.
and you took 24. So let
Oh,
me mark
that's
you as grappled, and restrained is the webs. Okay. At that stage, Mr. Boots is like, ah! He sees what happened there, and he's going to launch his sword at the crocodile. So here goes. That is a hit.
Nice.
And, actually, he can re-roll his ones.
Oh. Good.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, nice.
Okay. The sword comes flying down the staircase and just like slash, like it's swashbuckling, but from a distance. And then, okay, that's going to be his turn. Thrax, seeing his good friend in trouble, swings again. And hits. Doing another 12 points of damage. The crocodile is starting to reconsider its life choices.
Good.
Yeah.
So, Manon, since you're... Oh, she disappeared. The crocodile ate her.
I'm here.
Oh,
I'm still here.
Since you're restrained and grappled, your movement is 0, and anything you do will be at disadvantage because you're grappled, but you can still attack, or you can try to break free. It's your call.
How do I break free?
So then you would just make an athletics check. Considering how ragged the crocodile is looking, you're probably better off just attacking with disadvantage.
Yep. Okay, let's attack it. I'll just I'll clunk it again.
Okay, cool. All of the clunking is happening. I feel like your auto damage is on. Or
I don't
know why it's rolling an extra d6.
Well, I'm rolling the Mace of Disruption, right? Because I have my magic mace.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I'm doing.
Are you on disadvantage then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. That's why. So an 11 does not hit the crocodile.
Oh, bitch.
Okay.
What about my inspiration?
Do you want to use it for this?
I don't want to die. No, I'm good.
Okay. Hoots.
I from all the way over here am gonna cast Vicious Mockery. I look at this gator and I proclaim to it, "You should use glue instead of chapstick." And I lob that insult right at the crocodile. Because he's dry.
Okay.
Crocodile skin.
Spell save DC is a 15. It's got to make a wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay.
Though it need not understand you.
Nope.
Yep, I was gonna say that's the best part of it.
For some reason, the crocodile feels like as
insulted.
If its reason for living is just not worth it. And roll 2d4 of damage because you're now 5th level, so it does 2d4 instead of 1d4.
2d4.
Nice.
You may be the only person in the world to how would a crocodile die from an insult?
No, it died.
No way.
Yes. So Hoots, you created this mess. I want you to describe your way out of it. I'm not doing it.
Well, seeing as how on the other side with my vision, because I have 120 feet of dark vision, I just see the whole thing happening over there. I'm the whole time I've been just trying to find in my fleece something that I can use. And then I get so angry at the situation, and I just see, Thrax wailing on it. I see Kitty doing impressive damage. I see, Manon holding her own as she's getting her leg beat. And I thought I could be vicious as well. I'm like, should use glue instead of chapstick. And then that was enough to where the gator's just like, okay, I'm just gonna accept this.
Its eyes roll back in its head as its tiny little brain is just blasted with psychic damage, and you feel its jaw go slack on your leg, Manon, and it just sort of it's almost held up and buoyed in the thorns and the all the thing that Kitty created, and so it's just sort of floating there, rolling over on its side, blood filling the water. Lists over to one side.
The best part is Hoots' insult. So kill that thing. I miss the D&D gods were like, Manon can't kill him because Hoots needs to kill it with a 4-point insult.
Honestly, all I had, I was just like, you know what? I'll just roll with it.
You can't make this stuff up.
Nope.
Well, I mean, aside from the fact that the entire thing is made up. Right.
Perfect.
Okay. So the thrashing and the kind of that low guttural roar of the crocodile has dissipated, and the chamber again becomes deathly still and quiet. The water, which was calm and still before, is now sloshing in a pool, right? It's splashing back and forth, and over time begins to calm as everyone with their weapons held is kind of like looking into the darkness. And you feel like the Underdark doesn't like to be disturbed, right? So you're a little like, oh, okay. What would you like to do next? After a minute or so, this image of Manon begins to fade.
Can we use the gator who's like floating lifelessly to like get on him and like paddle across?
Use him as a makeshift bridge.
A raft.
Yeah.
Yeah, so after 10 minutes, the spike growth shrivels up into the pond, and I will say that Manon, you are no longer grappled or restrained, and yeah, you can. It's a floating corpse. Manon, you have I think you have a land vehicles tool skill.
I do. I
Yeah.
do.
So
I was
I
just
would
looking
say
at that.
use land vehicles with disadvantage to try to like.
So I just click on it.
Yeah, just click
Over.
on it.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's see what happens.
Hey, that's not bad actually.
Huh.
Yeah, I would say with a 14, you're able to 2 at a time float across the space, and eventually everyone is at the other side.
Perfect. I'm gonna use cure wounds on myself too.
Okay, great.
During the float across to the other side, Thrax and Kitty took the crocodile together, and during that time, Kitty reached down, grabbed the biggest honking tooth she could pull out of the crocodile, and then hands it to Thrax and goes, "Here, I think you've earned this today."
Oh, like that.
Roll a persuasion. Let's kind of play with that a little bit here.
With disadvantage. I put disadvantage on, my bad.
Oh, okay. He kind of gives you this odd sort of kind of half smile. Like he's still in his head a little bit. You sense that he's struggling somewhat. But you managed to make it onto the staircase. What would you like to do next?
I'm gonna roll my cure wounds just so
right.
everyone's...
Yes. Go ahead and mark off the spell.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So 12. Yeah, that's... Oh, were you casting it at second level?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So is it 12 or 10?
No, it would be 10 plus your spell casting modifier, so 15.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Sweet. Okay. That would be a lot more math than my... Okay, 41. Okay.
All right.
Okay, we made it.
What would you like to do next?
Let's go.
Okay.
Follow me. I flutter up to the very top. I don't use the ladder that's in front.
So you're not going to land?
No, I'm still not going to land.
Okay. It is not difficult to climb the ladder, but as you reach this higher platform and Boots comes up quickly with you, he's kind of here and he's looking around kind of suspiciously. Manon, do you go up before or after Thrax?
Before.
Okay, so you are up there and Thrax is kind of climbing so you see how across this little bridge over here, there's like a whole other platform. Can you guys see that far?
Probably not
far enough. Yeah.
Okay, so just at the limit of like Kitty's vision, you catch some kind of motion in the darkness as a figure kind of emerges in the limit. So you got to imagine that your dark vision is a sphere, right? And so something is dropping into the sphere from above, and you see coming upside down. It takes a moment for your mind to kind of comprehend what you're seeing, but you see like a human, kind of like a torso and arms, and white hair kind of pulled into a tight ponytail, kind of hanging, but the person is upside down, right? And you see like two swords, like a sword in each hand, kind of this person dropping into your vision upside down. And then as they enter the rest of your vision, as you can see, and Hoots, your mind is kind of recoiling in terror as as they let me exit preview here, as they drop into your field of view and down onto the bridge. They're you're familiar with a centaur?
Yes.
Oh,
Kitty?
is that bad?
Imagine a centaur, but instead of a horse body, the bottom half is a spider.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
And he's lowering down on a web, coming down, and then as the creature kind of gets to the bridge, the spider body swings underneath, and he comes right side up, and the spider like, and it kind of is looking at the group of you, and then the swords kind of go down, and it kind of rears up, and Boots says, "We must go this way." And he's pointing this way, and he's kind of motioning everyone to go. Do you see this little path here?
Wait, we're off to the left.
Yeah.
I can't see
Okay.
anything. And I can't see the little
Oh, my
human
bad.
guy,
I keep
so
doing
it's
that.
okay.
Right here.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Got it.
Mr.
and where's
Boots
the
kind
spider?
of
Up on the stairs that's north.
yeah, just
Okay.
out of your field of vision. Manon, I'm going to do this for you real quick so you can kind of see it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep.
But we're going the opposite way.
But yeah,
Yes.
so Boots kind of he kind of stops at this column, and he's just waving everyone, "Come, hurry this way." And he's pointing you toward this little path here. So Thrax comes up. The creature, the spider creature, does not approach. It just seems to be perhaps guarding a territory over there.
Okay.
And provided no one attacks it, you guys can leave this map to the west. Is that acceptable to everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I ain't messing with that. No.
No, thank
No,
you.
no.
All righty. So we're gonna move on to the next area here. You quickly the group quickly moves past that space through another long tunnel, where it feels like you walk for perhaps another hour, and you come to a very different looking tunnel.
I can't see anything. Is that
I haven't put you on the map yet. There.
okay? Cool.
Probably have to turn your lighting back on. Yep. 20 save. There we go. And
ooh, nice.
of course here. All right. So does everybody see where you are?
I only see. Oh, there it is. Yep, now I do.
Yep. So you see a much drier kind of a more stone feeling cavern. Again, the ceiling is very, very high, but the rock face is much drier than it was. You feel like you're in a completely different part of the Underdark.
At this point, I'd like to just stop flying. I know that I've been flying quite a bit, so I'm just going to take a break before I start accruing stress, just to flutter back down and just be footed.
Okay. Kitty, you have I'm going to give you the D12 because you have a heroic die and a bardic inspiration die. So
I'm trying to figure out a way to use it before I leave. Do I need to use it during an attack, or can I?
I'm going to say, since that happens so close to the end of the session, we'll let you keep it through the next session.
Thank you. Yeah, because I do want to use it. I just had other thoughts in mind using the spike thing.
Okay, so you see this dark area directly in front of you. There's these growths of strange glowing crystals, and again, a quiet, kind of a cold sensation here. We are close.
I was like, Boots, how close are we?
Not far now. Should be just beyond this area.
Well, then lead the way.
Can I detect if there's anything magical from these gems? Like from the glowing rock?
You want to, so you get to go up a little bit closer to it and do an Arcana.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
still listening, guys. I'm just walking away for a second, okay?
No worries.
And roll initiative.
Too
You
low.
would.
You feel like there's something, perhaps like there's like, you know how gold kind of grow, like gold kind of appears around other minerals. There may be something that appears around these crystals, like a metal or something, but you're not quite sure. But the
Okay.
crystals themselves seem like they're massive, and they don't seem particularly rare or valuable. But you think there may be like an indicator that something else is nearby, at least in the metal of the rock.
Okay.
So the question is, would you guys like to go left or right?
I was thinking left, but what if you guys feel like we should do something else? I'm down for it.
What does Boots say? Boots has been in here before.
Well, that's the trick, is you
He
don't get to
hasn't been in
do
here
the fun of the dungeon crawl if Mr. Boots is making all the choices. He says they both lead to the same place, but he looks at Thrax and Manon, and you are probably not as good at climbing as Kitty and I, perhaps. Then maybe to the right.
Well, I don't want to go against Kitty.
I'm down for whatever the group wants. I just like
all right.
I don't know
But I'm not a good climber.
All right.
So let's go right.
You find yourselves kind of coming to a new area, and can you guys come up here a little bit and then try to move yourself over here, Manon? Is that as far as you can go?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so that represents like the edge of a drop off, and it's at least like 20 feet down, and there's kind of frost and ice crystals forming in various locations as you see that this passage directly ahead starts to kind of gradually slope upward. And down here, you can just see like thick frozen ice.
Cool. Keep going right then. There's this little passageway. We keep going north.
Sort of up the gradual slope.
Yeah.
I see more of the gems and I go, whoa, so pretty.
So as you come closer to those hoots, you can certainly make another Arcana check.
I will. I'm very allured by their car. we're gonna do that again. Can I? No, I can't. We're accepting this.
Mr. Boots kind of sees your curiosity, and he comes over here and kind of summons you over, and you see him he takes his claw and kind of digs out of the crystal a little bit, and there's a little flake of metal, and he drops it in your hand. Adamantine.
Adamantine.
So you would know that is a very rare metal that is used to make magical armor and weapons. So if a dwarf were here, he'd be losing his mind.
This is amazing stuff. Wow. I do great care is to keep the little particulates, and I gather it in like a satchel and put it into my bag of holding.
Okay, so write down like 1 ounce adamantine. It may be useful at some point. You never know. Okay, so you come to this sort of giant crystal formation, and it does look like there's a way to climb up and over with some difficulty. Obviously, Hoots, you get to bypass all these sorts of dungeon features.
Only a tiny bit.
Hey, Kitty.
Yes.
I want to point out that you do have that quiver, that magical quiver, and that it replicates whatever you put in it. So remember, it can replicate 20 versions of whatever goes in it. So if you have like an arrow, it can make 20 arrows. But if you put like 50 feet of rope in it, it can make 50 feet of rope.
Oh, I can do. I
Remember?
thought it was just weapons.
So that's like 1,000 feet of rope. So
Yeah, and can I only change out what it is in the quiver at any time, or is it once a day?
so once per day. So basically,
Got it.
you've never really specifically said what you put in the quiver. So if you put one arrow in there, you can fire 20 arrows before you touch the original. One dagger, 20. But as long as you don't exceed 20 things, they don't have to always be the same thing day after
Oh,
day.
okay.
Okay.
Then I definitely am taking out of my magical quiver for today, 2 50-foot long ropes to help
Okay.
the team get down.
Okay. So there's a 30-foot drop off right here. Kitty, as you approach the edge, you sort of feel like you could probably use your claws to climb up these crystals, but it would just be you and Boots that could do that. Probably nobody else could. Hoots obviously can fly across, but yeah. So it's 30 feet down right here, and then it's ice, and then it's 20 feet up over here up to this side.
Yep. So my two ropes should do it. We can do one going down and then one going up.
Okay.
Each person
So
can
if
climb.
you, as long as you have the rope, Manon and Thrax, just make strength check, just athletics. Oh, geez, Thrax is crushing it tonight. So
There
Manon,
Oh,
Thrax is like, "Oi, I know you're tired," and he like wraps the rope around you, and then just lowers you hand over hand onto the ice below. As you sort of land onto the ice, he kind of is holding some of the weight and then lets you down slowly, and the ice doesn't give it all. You're thinking it's 5 feet thick.
okay.
So Boots scrambles down with his claws, walks across, climbs up the other side, no problem. Kitty, you can do the same thing if you like.
Yep.
I feel like as long as you guys have rope and a little bit of time, you're able to kind of get across to the other side.
I won't mind moving.
Oh, I gotta move you because
Sorry.
those are barriers. Okay.
Something's wrong. Okay.
Yeah. So you make it across the ice, but you do feel like that ice is covering like a tunnel that goes really deep, like straight down. It's actually quite terrifying.
Flip and fall.
Yeah, it's like a
slide down there.
Exactly. Do you guys keep moving?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, you come to another area where there's like a step up, and Boots climbs up using your rope. You all can make it up onto this next platform, and
the same rope, right? I don't have to bring out another one.
I think it only lasts for a minute, so you probably have used 3 of your options for today.
Okay.
And let's say you use the 4th one to get down
Yep.
into this area. And this is a little bit different because each one of those crystals sticking up out of the ground is a completely mirrored surface, and you can see a perfect reflection of yourself as you walk closer. Kind of funhouse mirror style though, because some of the reflections are going to be quite a bit smaller or distorted. What would you do as you approach this area? Or it's 9 o'clock exactly. Do you guys want to call it a night here? Like, this is a good spot because it's kind of a puzzle.
Yeah, I love puzzles.
So we probably don't want to start a puzzle right at this late hour.